Yeah.
Hey everybody, Lenny Fly with Superfly Collectibles. I'm here with Mike. We have the biggest damn box of graded cards I've ever seen. It weighs 51 pounds. And what's great is this is full of jewelry. So, man jewelry, of course. I'm gonna hold up Mike, or I'm gonna open this box, but we're gonna see how they package this thing. So, for those of you out there in the card world, you'll know that SGC has been way behind. Well, this one, door to door and back, was less than 2 weeks. I think SGC was as excited for this as we were. They didn't let us do a named find on this. They said that it didn't qualify, which I'm not really sure what qualifies, but we are calling this the French Quarter Find. So you'll see some of this stuff going on to my eBay store, and some of it going off to different auction houses. Wow, check this out. Okay,
we'll just do one box at a time.
Yeah, I think we're gonna do one box. There's a lot of boxes in here.
Wow.
All right, so we're gonna pull them out and show you how insane this is. So these are all tuxedo boxes from SGC. Oh my God, and they're even numbered. So there's literally awesome. 13 boxes like this. So we're gonna, you know what we might do is, Daniel, would you go over and just kind of line them up and then stack them, make a second and a third row? That way Mike and I can kind of go through these one at a time. This is insanity.
That's awesome how they number the box.
For those of you who have ever gotten your SGC order in and what feels like a Christmas present, I feel like we just got unleashed on the toy store.
100% Christmas present.
This is Christmas present indeed. This is freaking insanity. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys just how nuts this is. Bear with me. We're going to do like that, Mike, and I think we'll sit on this side, and we're just going to kind of crack these open one at a time.
Sure.
We'll make a wall, because that's way more fun.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Sir.
I watch a lot of YouTube videos, and I don't think I've ever seen quite the wall of SGC graded.
Oops.
So how's that, Maddie? Do you think you can see us from back there?
Yeah.
All right, so we are going to, oh my gosh, this is insane. So we're gonna pull these bad boys out and hopefully get the not business end so we can be surprised. Man, these are tough. Oh, wow. It's like jewelry.
Oh shit,
this is so fun. All right, let's, if you want to crack one open, we'll put them.
It's like the ultimate breaker right here.
It is the craziest. This is the craziest thing I've ever done. We're gonna have to go through faster. It's gonna be like a 6-hour video. Yeah, watch out, this knife is super sharp too. Oh my God, this is nuts. I don't think we're gonna make it through this whole thing on one video.
Oh wow, I already see 2.5. Oops, spoiled.
Spoiler alert. Spoiled one.
Spoiler alert.
All right, let's do 5 of them to start. And here's what I'm thinking. After we get them looked through, we'll make piles with the grades, you know, like maybe authentic 1, 2, 3, 4, kind of that thing.
Sure, yeah.
Hopefully we get some 4s.
I was wondering if they were going to put like a list in there, like a hard copy list or anything
They
like that.
do it online.
They do?
And it took everything in me not to peek.
Okay, cool. No, so there is a list of
So
all the cards, what they've gotten. All right, cool.
Yeah. Right. I know what one of them is, only because the SGC guy ruined it for me.
We're even now, because I got one too. So.
Okay. All right, guys, so here we go. Let's just start with this, Mike.
That sounds good.
I tell you what, if you want to take a pile, I'll take a pile.
All right.
And we'll kind of go through them. And,
one by one. You do one, I'll flip one over.
Yeah, that'll work. And you know what we'll do is we'll just put them into the black cases as we're done and row them up, and then I'll sort through them again later. I just wanted you to be here for this, since this is your baby. All right, guys, so I'm going to start out on over here. I'll do one and you do one. So these are all...
I already know what that is.
You do already know?
Yes. That's Mr. John McGraw, I believe.
John McGraw. Let's see how good he is. Holy crap. So, John McGraw in a 1. And then your turn.
All righty.
Oh,
We got Joe Tinker, 1.
That's pretty, man, that's the best looking 1 I've ever seen.
It's very centered, too.
Yeah. All right, we got Jack Quinn in a 2.
I'll put that one over there.
Yeah, we'll put the 1s together like that.
Another Mr. Tinker.
Joe Tinker.
The one.
Wonder if we should keep them together since they're like that.
Yeah, there's a few.
You know what? No, we'll do that.
Yeah, that's.
It looks prettier anyway.
All
right. All right. We got
Mr. Donlin.
Mike Donlin. Check that out in a 2.
Is that the one with the batting average?
That one is not the one with the batting average because there's definitely a variation.
Mr. Ed Lennox.
Oh, that's a pretty golly, man. They were super tough on these.
That back is a little ugly, but
yeah,
that's okay.
That's all right. They're still beautiful cards. We've got, oh, look at that. Mike Donlin. This is the one with the batting average. Got a 1.5. Another one.
Lennox, 1.5.
That's a little better.
Yeah.
Man, God, look how good. Guys, just so you can see, that is a 1.5 apparently. Look at the back on this card. They were tough on these. That must have a crease in it, but man, tough one. Oh, this is one of my favorites too. So this is Hal Chase holding the trophy. There was only one of these in the collection. Really, really cool. Okay, we'll put the 1.5s here.
It's another Ed. Another one.
Another one, Ed Lennox. I think we'll have a lot of that just because.
Yeah, some of them are pretty beat up.
Yeah, and then we've got Ira Thomas in his Philadelphia Athletics. And keep in mind, most of these are type 2s with the blue letters. So Chief Myers, that's a cool card too. We've got Bobby Byron in a 2.
Nice. Larry McLean.
Yeah, Larry McLean 1.5. And then we got Miller Huggins.
Oh, nice.
Not my favorite one, but got a 3, guys. Look at that, is a beautiful 3.
That's really nice.
Look how nice and centered that is too. They're harsh. They were tough on these cards for sure.
Russ Ford
1.5. And then over here we've got Home Run Baker. There you go. Number 1. Actually, we'll do the 1.5s here and the 1s here.
There we go. Bresnahan.
There you go. And a 2. That's a little better.
Yeah, nice looking card.
And I got another Home Run Baker and a 1.5. All right, your turn.
Rebel Oaks.
Rebel Oaks 2. And then I've got another Home Run Baker and a 1.5. I think you guys can see we have multiples of each. I think this collection total makes up like half the pop count on this entire collection, on the entire set, from what I understand. There's that Oaks in a 2, and we've got a McGee in a 2.
Nice, that's a nice looking card.
All right, your turn. There you go, Mickey Doolin 1.5, and I've got Tris Speaker in a 1. Love that card. I couldn't tell these like little lines over there. Were those supposed to be trees? I haven't figured that out.
It's definitely a part of the artwork. It's not like scratches or anything.
Yeah, I thought there might have been some kind of...
Larry Doyle, 1.5.
And we got another Ed Lennox. So we actually got a 2 out of an Ed Lennox.
Right. That's the way they were harsh in the other ones. We had like about 5 or 6 Ed Lennox.
That's right.
We got a Fred Merkle, 1.
There you go. And then we've got another Ed Lennox and a 1.5. I think there was like 5 of those, right?
There's a lot of Miller Huggins too.
Yeah.
Another Fred Merkle, 1.5.
And then I've got, check that out, Ed Lennox and a 2.5. That might be the highest graded Ed Lennox on the planet. You never know.
Another Fred Merkle, 1.5.
And then we've got Doc Crandall in a 2.
Ooh, nice. Larry Doyle in a 2.
There you go. That's a good nice card. Yeah, so that's a variation card as well. And then I've got Miller Huggins in a 1.5.
Mickey Doolin in a 1.
That's a pretty one. I've got another Huggins and a 1.5.
We're going to see a few Huggins there.
Yeah, that's right.
Mickey Doolin, 1.5.
There you go. And then another Miller Huggins in a 2.
Nice. Another Mickey Doolin and a 1.
And I got a Miller Huggins and a 1.5. Right. I think I see a trend happening here. Ooh.
Cy Barger 3. Okay. I really like this card a lot.
That's a beautiful card.
That really is a nice looking card.
I tell you what, that's the nicest 3 on the planet.
That's a nice looking 3 right there.
Look at the color on that card. That is really cool. Not a lot of 3s. Here we go. Bill Sweeney in a 2. What'd you get?
I got a Chief Myers Fielding, 1.5.
1.5. There you go. And then last but not least on this box, I got a Sam Crawford in a 2.5.
Nice. And we got a Joe Tinker, 2.5.
That's a big card right there.
That's a really nice looking card.
And that's the bat off shoulder variation.
Beautiful.
Too. All right. You take that pile. I'll take this pile. I don't know what point we're going to get to the big names.
I see a 207 there.
Yeah. Oh, sweet. Okay. We'll do the 207s in a separate row of piles.
Yeah, sure.
We'll still do the same thing with the grades. Well, I just got a little peek. Sorry guys, I got a peek. I hope nobody saw that. This is absurd how many of these we're going through. All right, I think we got to go fast before the battery dies. All right, we've got a Billy Portel 2.5.
All right, we got a Duffy Lewis
in a 1. There you go. There's a guy really looking. He's wanting to get these.
Oh, for Duffy?
Yeah, for the Boston card for
nice.
Black Sox. We got a Huggy Jennings in a 1.5.
All right. We got Mr. John Henry, the 1.
There you go. And then I've got Kid Elderfeld, the Brooklyn variation in a 3.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a nice looking card too. The 3s are like 10s. Okay,
I kind of that was a weird cut.
This one had a little paper loss too, so they just gave that an authentic. That's
wrong
okay.
back. Oh, it's the wrong back. It's a different player than that was on the front, I guess they're saying.
Wow.
That's pretty cool, actually.
Okay, so we got an oddball one here, guys. Even though it's an authentic, if you look at the back, it's got Arthur Phelan on the back. So that one that's really cool. So it's Harry Spratt on the front, Arthur Phelan on the back. That might be an unknown variation card. We'll put that one aside by itself. All right, I got Al Bridwell in a 2.5. That's a really pretty card too.
We got Joe Birmingham, 2.5.
Wow, that's a good one.
Joe hasn't missed a meal.
Ooh, look at this, man. Beautiful. Eddie Collins, Type 2, Philadelphia with the A on the shirt and a 1.5.
Beautiful.
Big card.
Mike Mitchell, the 3.
Wow,
beautiful.
That's a big grade on that. Then I've got a Zach Wheat in a 2.5. Coupon back. Go ahead.
Albert Leafield, 2.5.
There you go. And then I've got a Zach Wheat in a 2. So back-to-back Zach Wheats.
Arthur Phelan.
Phelan, maybe. Yeah.
1.5.
So that has the correct back. And then we've got another Zach Wheat in a 1.
We have Mr.
Ooh, that's a nice one too.
Herbert Purdue, 3.
3, that's a big grade.
Beautiful.
On that. And I've got a John McGraw in a 2.
Nice. We have Mr. Ben Hauser, 2.
We've got a Sherry Maggi or McGee in a 1.5. I think it's Maggi for some reason.
Another Veen Greg, 3.
Man, they did a lot better on the T207. So. And we've got a Kaiser Wilhelm in a 1. God, that is a beautiful one.
Yeah, what's wrong with that one?
I don't know. Oh, it's got creasing on it. That's all right.
Harry Gowdy, 2.
There you go. And I got a Miller Huggins in a 1, and I'm a
hands over mouth.
Yeah,
Miller.
hands over mouth one.
We got a Lefty George, 2.
And I got a Miller Huggins in a 2.5.
We got a Herbert Northern,
A
3.
Man, they're doing good on those T207s. And then the Ed Rulbach in a 2 with the Cubs uni on
nice.
and the Brooklyn on the bottom. So that's a variation card.
Mr. Robert Wallace, looks like a cartoon villain.
He does look like the penguin, right? And then we've got an Ed Rulbach in a 1.5.
Mr. William Carrigan, 1.5.
We got a Rube Marquard in a 1. Man, that's the nicest one on the planet. Wow,
Yeah, that's pretty creased up. Yeah. We have Mr. Ralph Works, 2.5.
They did it better. Here's a Joe Tinker with Chicago bat on shoulder 1.5.
Raleigh Zeter, 2.
Got another Joe Tinker Chicago bat on shoulder 1.5.
Chester Hoff, 1. Pretty beat up.
Yeah, that one's beat up. We've got a Clark Griffith in a 1.
Oh. Otto Miller Authentic.
Huh.
Minimum size not met.
Yeah, it's top to bottom. It's a little off, but I don't think it was trimmed by your granddad. It's just probably just crappy quality control when they were making these.
You can tell by the look on his face. He doesn't even look happy.
He looks pissed off. That's awesome. And then I've got a Jack Warhop in a 3. So we got another 3 grade on the T213.
Another Knapp Rucker, authentic. Wrong
back
too.
again.
Arthur Rasmussen.
That's actually really cool. We'll take the oddball ones as regardless of the authentic. That's really neat. We got a Bobby Byrne in a 1.
We got a William Cunningham, 1.5.
We've got the Rube Oldring in a 1.5.
We got the Tris Speaker.
Ooh, that's
a 1.5. Nice.
That one's already got a home.
Beautiful.
And we've got Germany Schaefer in a 1.5.
We got a Matthew McIntyre, 1.5.
Awesome. I'll open another box up while you start on that one. This is the craziest thing I've ever done. It's fun to go through them when they're raw, but it's way more fun going through them already graded.
They definitely are. A lot more fun going through stacks.
Really beautiful cards. All right, here we go. More coming.
We got a Josh DeVore, 1.
I got a Rube Oldring in a 1.5. Let's see what's going on here.
Larry Doyle, 3.
There you go. That's a good card.
Nice.
Then I got a Hal Chase in a 1.5.
We got a Huggy Jennings, 2.
There you go. Getting better. We got a Jeff Sweeney in a 2.
Dots Miller, 1.5. We'll start another 1.5.
We got Ray Demmett, Chicago, St.
nice.
Louis uniform in a 3.
Beautiful.
It's a really nice one.
Nice. We got George Mullen, 3.
Good deal, man. Some more 3s coming out. We got a Red Ames in a 1.5.
Another George Mullen, 1.
And I got an Ed Summers in a 1.
Another Mr. George Mullen, 1.5.
We got Hooks Wiltsey, New York portrait card, 1.5.
Doc Crandall, 1.
1. We got a Knapp Rucker in a 1.
Another Huggy Jennings, 2.
A lot of Huggy Jennings. There you go. Mike Mitchell in a 2.
Mordecai Brown in a 2.
That's a nice card.
Very nice.
We got a Tim Jordan in a 2.
Another Mordecai Brown, 1.
I know what this grade's going to be. You can tell, look at the back.
Authentic.
It's a 1. Hey, a Knapp Rucker in a 1. I mean, the front's beautiful. It's just the back beat to hell.
It's a really nice 2. Harry Davis.
Golly, that's the nicest 2 ever.
Wow, that's
how does that get a 2?
The centering's really nice.
I don't know how
Not
they
too many
grade
creases on there either.
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah.
Then we got an Ed Summers in a 2.
Otto Nab, 1.5.
Yeah, I had a crease down. Yeah. I remember that card. Here's another one. This will probably get a 1 because the paper loss. Ed Summers in a 1.
Another Otto, 1.
Cool.
Some paper loss.
We got a Frank Smith in a 1.5. Another Frank Smith in a 2.
Another Otto, 1.5.
Yeah. We got Hal Chase in a 2. I think we just go through this fast. Somebody's going to get
Harry
sick
Davis,
of looking
1.5.
Ed Summers in a 2.
Oh, this is this has to get it. Oh, that's a 2.
Here's the deal. If we get to the big cards, stick them aside.
We'll be able to slow down.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
anyway,
fine.
We got a Doge Paskert in a 1.5.
All right, this is my favorite card.
Is it really?
Out of all these cards.
Is it the Huggy?
Nope, it's the Wilbur Shart.
The Shart. That's the card I want to keep in my PC. I told him the video. I said I got to
flip a coin over this one, man.
Okay, it's your collection, so you get first. That's awesome.
We can share custody of the Shart.
The best card in the bunch, guys. The Shart card.
We got a 2. All right.
We got a 2. It's a beautiful 2.
I got a number 2 on the Shart. Can you believe it?
Oh my God.
Did they do that on purpose?
Oh my God.
Well, let's give the Shart a number 2. Another Otto, number 2.
We got a Doge Paskert in a 2.
Do we want to stop for a second?
Yeah, we're
going to plug something in.
Pause it. Yeah. So hold on. Here's a Doge Paskert and a 1.5.
We got another Huggy Jennings 2.5.
Yeah, that one's
beautiful.
We're gonna keep those
I think
aside.
that's yours, friend.
Yeah, we'll see which one gets the highest grade. Doge Paskert and a 1. Oh, hide that. Take those 2 cards. I bet you the one under it is probably.
Okay, we'll put these over here.
All right, those are the big ones. We'll come back in the second video for those
Steve
guys.
Evans 1.5.
All right, I got a Sam Crawford in a 1.5. And last but not least on this one, oh, there we go. We got a 2.
Nice. That's a nice looking card.
Kenichi in a 2. All right, so we will be back with a second video, and we'll do the finish after we get our battery charged. So thank you guys. Hit that like and follow button. Subscribe to our channel. we're going to be putting out some really cool stuff with this collection and another collection. So thank you guys for watching, and round 2 will be up here shortly. Thank you.